I mean, I don't know, it's simple, but it's like repetitive.
Yeah.
But I think repetitive stuff like builds, like that's what builds the tension.
Oh, for sure.
Like, when's it gonna change?
Right.
Like, where's it going? Right.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of hold people in a.
Yeah.
You're holding the time and the space in that spot. But it's that constant, right? Because if getting really philosophical here, right? But like, if change is constant, whoa, right there, right? So if you're holding the constant, then you know it's got to change at some point.
Yeah.
But when?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
it providing the audience with something familiar to them. When you state a theme, okay, they feel it becomes part of the room, and that change is really important.
Yeah.
Not too many changes, because that's why people, out free jazz, or they can't really understand it as much. So, but even in that sense too, if you're playing out, providing them with a motive or something that they can latch onto, and having just enough changes.
Yeah, that happens a lot with jams.
Oh yeah.
Where you're like, it's sort of that someone hangs on this, you've done it in your solos where you'll hit this theme, and you can kind of hang on that theme, and people like they recognize it. They start to feel comfortable with it because they've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
But then even when the whole band is doing something together, and then there's a change, like in Big Blue Van, even coming out of that solo, right? And then everybody's like doing this, do this build, and like here it comes, and then there's that change.
Yes.
So it's it's almost it's hard to describe.
People, musicians have to not be afraid to create a motive.
Yeah.
And repeat it, and have confidence to, that lick or whatever I played, that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's so much in my improvisation as a bassist, because any jam I've had, it's like, it's always down to the low tones to create the motive and the riff. And you just gotta stick with it, man. And I've definitely fallen into some riffs that I've laid down, and I was like, I don't like that. But I already laid
You're already there.
I already laid it down, man. So, you just gotta own it.
That's the thing too, is owning like the simple riff. I find that when I've taught drum lessons, that a real big struggle for a lot of beginning students is being able to play the same thing over and over again.
Totally.
And they don't understand that that's a large part of what drumming is playing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But it starts to take on this new life.
Absolutely.
It becomes a meditation.
Yes.
So like even this like, right?
Yeah.
Playing that over and over, eventually you're like, it becomes like this energy, like whoa, and but to get to the point where you can be consistent and play the same thing over and over again takes the commitment and the time and the practice, and that's where a lot of the students, when they learn that, and then they're like, maybe they're not really going to be great drummers because they thought drumming was one thing, but then when they realized, it's actually just doing the same thing over and over again, and then they're like, that's boring.
Yeah.
Like, no, but it's not, man. Like, you just have to just start doing it. Like, it's good for your body. It's good for your brain.
Oh yeah. It builds so much technique and relationship with the metronome, like just building that sense of time feel. But yeah, I mean, it comes with maturity, man. It took me years, dude. I even was gigging after college and was still playing too much and still not understanding the role of the bass entirely. Doing a great job, man, killing it on the bass.
Yeah.
But the role that we play as bass and drums when we accompany other people, when we get hired by people who are older, who have been doing it for years, they want you to be great, you to have that feel that you talk about. Yeah. But to know your role and know the simplicity side of things, the minimal aspect, and just to have a good feel in general, but not be afraid to lay a riff down and hang on it. Because if you just mess with it too much, man, like, you're gonna throw everyone off.
Right.
Unless it's a certain type of gig where it calls for that. But majority of gigs, man, they want you to play your role. Yeah. And then I learned to love that role But you know, it was
right, because without your role, the whole thing's gonna fall apart. So you're holding it up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You're that pillar. You know, right over behind you.
Yeah.
And the pillar is it's there all the time.
Yeah.
You've gotta be that rock. Real quick, let's do just like an example. I want to do like just holding something down, just like a steady.
Cool. Yeah. Want to have a clip where we introduce ourselves or something?
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's just do it right now. All right.
Why don't you start?
Hey. Hey, what's up? I'm Sam Fishman. You can call me Fish. And Joey.
Hi, I'm Joey, and we are here with the quest to figure out who is Fish. And we'll maybe get a little closer to that today as we dive in to some philosophical discussions and some deep musical vibes. I'm Joey Arcuri. I'm from Central New York, born and raised, and still living here. I'm in Ithaca, New York. I play the double bass, which I started out on, and had the pleasure to meet Fish about a year ago after actually meeting him briefly in the city. And he asked me to do this fun little session today, so we're having some fun. Yeah,
it's been great. It's been a really good time so far. We've done we're about to demonstrate just like holding down just a real steady groove, because we've been chatting about just the philosophy and the role of bass and drums and musicians. You know, everybody has their role to play, and there's certain musical decisions that, you know, to me that's what it comes down to, man. It comes down to like the musical decisions. You know, you can have all the chops in the world, but if you're not making musical decisions, the people around you aren't going to want to play with you.
Sure.
And I've seen it happen, man. I've seen drummers who technically are leagues above what I can do on the drums, but there's guys that don't want to play with those drummers because they're busy. They're playing all the time. They're showing everything they got. And that's not necessarily, you know, again, depending on what situation you're in. You know, if you're playing, I've been watching Thomas Bridgen, who's an insane drummer, like one of the best drummers. And I think he played with Mars Volta. Have you heard of that group?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're insane. And for Mars Volta, that kind of drumming is absolutely perfect. But there would be other situations, like, you know, if me and you were grooving on a reggae tune, you don't want to be doing all that crazy stuff. So you do get to a point where you need to start learning how to be a musician once you've got a good hold over your instrument. And then it's like, okay, how am I being musical here? Am I playing stuff where other people are going to want to play with me?
Yeah,
that's when
absolutely, man. Yeah. No, it took me years to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then every situation is different, like we're doing here today with in the duo setting. There's more space to fill. So I love that about music. I love that about these sorts of sessions. And you got to read the room every gig. You got to feel out what the audience is feeling, if they're digging it, whether you can turn it up a notch or whether they want, you know, more of the song or the lyrics. You know, just having fun.
Let's lay something down, man.
Okay.
Just a real steady thing. Here, I'll give you something. Yeah, man. That is feeling good.
Yeah, funky brother.
It's feeling good. Yeah, feels real good.
Funk is in the house.
How do you feel?